Welcome to Journey at Zero Zeros.
Today we have Daisrree with us, my housemate, and she's born in 1999. You've been here for 3 years, right? Almost 3 years.
Yeah, about 3
Yeah, you
years.
graduated last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago already.
Yeah.
Okay, and
It's been a while.
you studied fashion management, if I'm not mistaken. Is that-
International fashion management, yeah.
I see. And yeah, anything that you would like to add to let the audience know more about you?
So, yeah, as Andrew said, I've been here for like almost 3 years. I did international fashion management at Nottingham Trent. And so far, it's been a it's been an interesting journey so far, I think.
Like, can you tell me what makes you choose UK and like specifically Nottingham? Because like it's quite interesting when I first knew you, and then definitely we knew through friends. Usually it's like everyone that studied in University of Nottingham, and then you just came straight over here for a master course, right?
Yeah.
And like Nottingham Trent University. Why? What is the main reason?
Well, okay, so first of all, let's be real honest. We both come from Malaysia. Australia was the closest option, but it was honestly too expensive.
Okay.
The US was just too far away. And then there was like obviously like the UK, because like the main English speaking countries, and obviously it was like the UK. And the UK had actually the most affordable price range compared to Australia actually. So, and it was like, and a lot of Malaysians came here, especially because we have Uni of Knots in Knots itself. So obviously there was a community, so my family would be like less afraid.
I see. Also, that's actually one of the consideration as well.
Yeah, because like I have quite a lot of friends in the UK itself. Like my whole group of best friends from college are like here.
I see.
Two of them went home. One of them is still here. Yeah, so that's why I came here, because it's like, so my family was more like, they just liked it. Like it didn't feel so foreign to them in that sense. Like it feels safer that their daughter is here and all that. My friend also went to Nottingham Trent.
Okay.
And she did fashion there.
Oh, like a Malaysian
Yeah,
friend
so
together.
she was in my class in college.
Wow.
So she actually went there. But she did like a bachelor, so she only did it for 1 year, but they did it during like COVID. So
Okay.
I did it
I
after
see.
COVID.
Okay. What's the difference then? Like she came before. Like, are you guys the same course, same length?
It was
or
the
no?
same course, but I ended up working 2 years first because I had no money to go to uni.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then she went straight after we finished college, like straight after that year. And then after 2 years, then I came here.
Okay.
That's why I got to go to a master's, because I had the 2 years working experience, so I got to skip the whole bachelor's thing.
Okay. So did you not take bachelor's in Malaysia?
No, I took an advanced diploma, yeah.
But that's quite a
Yeah, so I skipped the whole 2 years.
Yeah.
So I just took a 1 year master's and graduated.
Isn't that quite worth it? I don't know. I thought it's quite worth it, right?
No, it actually was much worth it to get a master's instead. Yeah, because they've already like to do. If I went for a bachelor's, I went for advanced diploma. So it's not a lot in Malaysia. So it's basically like a two. It's 2 years course, but it's basically half like a foundation, half like a degree.
Oh wow.
So technically, and then I worked for 2 years, so I got to apply the skills I got taught. So I just got to go straight to the master's.
I see. What did you learn for your, like, what course did you take for your advanced diploma?
I did fashion marketing and merchandising.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and then my 2 years, my job for the 2 years before I came here, it was marketing exec in the fashion brand, so it was like quite relevant to everything.
I see.
Then I got to go just straight into that.
I see. Like, what was the reason? Like, is it just like parents and all that made you think you want to get the masters? Like, is it just like you want to continue to study, or
that was so funny. I've always wanted to continue studying, because like part of me was like FOMO, because I was like, oh my gosh, she graduated, she's out in the world at 20, and then I was like, now I'm like, and then I wanted to go back anyways, and so I started my first job at 20, and it was like probably like the first 6 months of hell. Like it was so bad. Like, oh my god, no, I really wanted to quit. I wanted to quit so bad. After like 4 months, it was like the peak of COVID. I wasn't doing well at this job, guys. if my old colleague sees this, they know what happened. Like, it just wasn't that good.
Can you share more details on that? Is it okay?
In a bit.
Okay.
And then how I ended up doing a master's was the next year, after a year, I actually told my parents I wanted to go study, and then they actually heard about Nottingham Trent, blah blah blah, and they actually thought it was a good route. And then it was something they could afford that 1 year for me to go, but to do like a whole bachelor's length, it was not something they could afford. For 1 year, they said okay, they could send me, and then I brought it up right before we went into like lockdown.
Oh,
I brought it up to my manager. I told her, I'm gonna quit. I just can't do it. I'm so bad.
So
at
it's not
this
the
job.
manager's problem, it's like something else's problem. Is it?
And then like it's everything. It's my first job, so shit.
Okay.
I just hold myself accountable at this point. It was not good. And then like I told her I told her that I wanted to quit, and then that year I wanted to go study abroad, and she was like telling me how bad of an idea it was.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she's the best. Like, oh my god, no, she's
Okay.
the best. If she's hearing this, she made this happen.
Okay.
Like she told me it was actually a bad idea because I ended up landing a job at 20 as a marketing executive.
Oh wow.
Which A is really good on your
The
CV.
name, yeah.
B, like, she was like, why would you want to go and study abroad during COVID? It like just happened. She was like, what's the point? Like, there's so many factors. She was like, at least just work 2 years, get the experience. And I think in the heat of the moment, she was like, do you know, if you just work for 2 years, you can just go and apply for a master's. And I was like,
That enlightened you.
I was like, wait. Really? And she was like, yeah, because blah, blah, blah. Well, I forgot what she said at the time. And then, yeah, literally. And then when I applied to the agent, because I was applying for like a top-up degree, like a last year, I could apply.
What's that? Sorry.
I could apply to do like the last year of bachelor's
Oh, okay.
with my advanced diploma. So that's the specialty that my course has.
Okay.
So I could still study for a year. But then I asked that woman, can I try masters instead of bachelor's? And she was skeptical. She was like, I don't think so, because you don't have a bachelor's. And I was like, I think so. I've a working experience. Maybe you could try and ask. Thank you. And then she tried to ask, and they said okay.
Whoa.
And then I had an interview with the head of the department, and I was so scared, and she was so chill. She just interviewed saying, I just needed to know if you could keep up. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I'm pretty sure you can. And then I told her, when I was doing the interview, I was like, oh my god, it was the 6 months of hell. And she was like, oh my god, good for you. She was like, that's when you know you got into the industry. It's the 6 months of hell. And I was like, gosh.
So it's like never ending, like if I'm gonna stay in this industry, that would just keep on happening.
She was like, your first job always has the 6 months of hell. And then you'll be fine. And after you've passed 6 months of hell, you are okay. And I think that's true, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. When she said that, she was like, that's like you're on the correct path. It sounds demotivating. I don't think it is. Because you're just like figuring shit out.
Okay.
Fixing shit.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine.
Like, careers. But yeah, so that's how I ended up. Long story short, long story. That's how I did a master's.
Okay. So like after like, cause like it was the first year when you're working that you actually wanted to go and study, but like 2 years later, is it still because like initially I think was it the 6 months of hell that prompted you, I want to get out of this. But like what happened then? Like after 1 year though, do you feel better? No, you still want to go study?
After 1 year,
After another year, I mean like this after working there for 2 years in total.
You know what? I did a very shit job in the first. I worked for like this Muslima brand. So basically.
Review as much as you want to review as you are comfortable with review.
No, they're great. It's my problem. It's genuinely me. So obviously during like Raya, so like Eid, they have like you need to prepare so much because that's their main sale. That's the sale of the year. That's the business of the year. That's the yearly target is there, and I happen to not plan it out nicely. So no, that was my fault. That was,
okay,
that
okay.
was
But
my
basically,
fault.
is it because you're inexperienced and all that?
Yeah.
You're totally new to this.
Yeah, I was very inexperienced. And my team was fairly small, so I can't expect my manager to have handheld me the whole time. But she did try her best as well. But she was also that busy. There was another woman in our team. She only does merchandising, so that's just her job. So another guy in our team who's a photographer and a graphic designer. So that's his job.
Okay.
So like the rest of the other
Everyone
team,
have their own job scope.
and
Like
it's
they're all.
busy, so it's like it was the inexperience, and it was like that's why it was like a bit hard
Okay.
at the start. But obviously, like I went through COVID working 6 months ago, and then it was okay. It got much better.
Okay.
I still tried to quit the second time.
I see.
And I'm like, no, after COVID, after Eid, I was like, I'm still quitting.
Okay.
I'm so traumatized. Like, Like, I woke up and I cried every day.
Serious.
Yeah,
Is
no,
that
do you
bad?
know what? It was actually really bad because it was COVID and everyone was going through it. Like, nobody's done work from home before.
Okay, okay. So like it's
So
it's not just the work is hard. Like everyone is going through something
Everyone's
new. Like
going through something. Some people have family problems. Like, imagine their family members are like, have COVID, can't see them. And then they have to like still try and hit the year, like,
I get it now
because
that.
COVID was during Eid period.
Oh.
So it was just a whole messed up situation. So I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that was out there crying every day at home. So I think it was fine. It just happened to be my first job, which made it obviously a bit worse to the situation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, I just stayed because at that point it was too late to apply
Okay.
in the first year. So just we'll try next year. And it gets me more experience to apply for a master's. And I did look up online, and some places it is 2 years working experience if you want to like skip the whole bachelor's thing. So just ended up staying.
But the work did not change at all. It's
The
still-
work changed.
Oh.
No, the work didn't change, but I changed.
Okay.
Like,
that's good.
I got, okay, you adapt, you reposition, you grow, and you manage stress.
But the uni thing is still there. Like I wanna go to UK to finish this.
Yeah, I think that was like my main
okay, mainly
visions.
TLDR. You like original 1 year you want to went there, and then but your manager gave you the new idea. You can get a master.
Yeah, I
so it
didn't
became
know
just
that.
like okay, 2 years later, I'm just gonna stay here for 2 years. I still want to go there, but this time for a master.
Yeah.
I see.
So like, no, it was so funny. The whole situation was so funny. I literally wanted to quit a second time, and then they all got me not to quit, and then I stayed. And then obviously my manager got me not to quit, and then I stayed, and then she quit, and I was like,
Oh, she quit.
plot twist. Anyways, she's doing great now. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I saw her like in February. She's literally, I think without her, there are like some people in your life at the time of stress, you're like. But afterwards, you're like, oh, I'm so glad this person came into my life because like without her, I don't think I would have been here today.
I see.
Like I don't know how you say it. I know there's this term in Chinese, but yeah, it's
The
like
person that changed your life, something like that.
yeah,
kind of
something
term.
like that.
Okay.
Like to me, that's her. Every time I think about where I'm today, I be like, I
Thank
think
God.
about her. Because it is her. She changed everything for me because she was the one that gave me the job anyways. Being inexperienced and all because she wanted, to give me a try. So I thought that was like really nice.
But yes, like after you came to the UK, you studied for a year, right? Like that master was a year. How was that? Tell us about your experience studying in the UK. Yeah.
I think when I first came, I think it was nice because I got to dress whatever I wanted to without my mom saying, no offense, mom.
The independent side.
Without her being like, why are you dressed like that? Because I'm dressed like that. But yeah, it was actually it wasn't quite, I don't know why, it wasn't so different.
Okay, that's interesting
To
to hear.
me, the only thing that was different is that masters just isn't like, there's no exams. There's no exams. it's literally just writing a report 3 times, and the last one you just write a 15,000 research paper. That's the only thing that I thought was different, because I've never written a research paper, but I really like research.
But is there anything like is it a huge, because like definitely coming from work, do you feel like a lot more relaxed, like oh, like is it more fun, and then like especially coming into a new environment, studying in the UK, what's the biggest difference?
Like environment wise, right? I think living on my own.
Oh.
Yeah, other than that, like socially,
It's all the same.
it was okay. Socially, I thought it was, because I had a lot of international people in my course as well.
Okay.
So it wasn't purely like, it was a cultural shock, but it wasn't like a cultural shock for one type of culture. It was like I had the whole world in my damn class.
It's not like you met all Brits and then you're like, oh, you have to like go drinking like every day, that kind of stuff.
It wasn't like just it wasn't like a one culture shock. It was like, dude, my best friends were like a Taiwanese, someone from New York, like India, like Sri Lanka. At this point, like
you have a mini United Nations there.
yeah, so like it was just I think socially wise it was interesting because I was quite social.
Yes,
at that
very.
time.
I totally agree. Not now, not now.
I don't know, in my introvert era, everybody. This is me in my introvert era, and I've been talking non-stop for like the past 20 minutes. But yeah, I think other than that, it was just living alone because I'm an only child.
Oh, I see.
Because I'm an only child and my mom's a housewife.
Okay.
So obviously, sisters. It's just me and my mom all the time. So every time I need to speak to someone, just go and chill. And I have a good relationship with my mom. It's not like we eat dinners at different time or like we eat dinner all at the same time. Food is done then. There's no like I'll save it for who wants to eat.
I see, like the food is done and then the whole family will be there eating together.
Yeah, and then we just watch TV at the end of the day. Everyone's just in the same room.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes I'd be doing my stuff. But at 10 p.m. I always come out and then like I watch TV and we always watch like crime drama together.
That's like the classic family time.
So it was like obviously coming from work, I worked quite a lot. So obviously when I came home, dinner was on the table. And then like I think for me it was like when I got sick, I think I had the flu at some point. I know I got COVID. I know I got COVID at some point and I had to take care of myself and there was none of my flatmates were around.
Oh, you mean when you're in the UK? Okay,
Yeah,
I see, okay.
And then that was like the moment I was like, oh my gosh.
Independent living isn't this easy.
I was like on the brink of like death, I swear, at some point. I had to like get up and cook and just cry because I'm like, where's my mom? No, because you know when you're sick and your mom's just like, here's soup.
Oh, okay.
Done.
Yeah.
But then I think for me it was mostly just that. But
and when you're sick, you get more emotional as well. You think about you feel so helpless and all.
You're like, I took everything for granted. I took my blocked nose for granted when I could breathe. I think mostly it was that. Social wise, it wasn't like much of a cultural shock. It was like I felt a lot of freedom.
Oh. Between like, because like when you talk about independent living, like most people would associate it with freedom, but you wouldn't. You would say that because like you spend a lot of time with your mom and all that.
Yeah.
Like which part is freedom? What is the best part of freedom you enjoy? You know?
I think obviously because over here everything's so interconnected. Like there's trams, there's buses, and they all run late. And it's fairly safe.
Yeah. Asterisk at the side,
Question mark, bracket, question mark. But yeah, so I think it's the going out at night. Because obviously at there's like student culture. So obviously like it's like a big student culture. So like
at night like there's a lot of people out there. There's like more people out at night.
When I'm out at like 11 p.m. my mom's like, oh my god,
be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Like it's a dead street and stuff like that.
And then just
I'm
like take
like-
the phone, like, you know, everyone is out in the club.
I'm just trying to get a McDonald's at 11 p.m. and I just can't squeeze past the crowd. Like, it's so busy. So it's like, yeah, I think it's really nice. In that sense, to have that freedom to go out
Okay.
and meet people and dress the way I want to dress, which is not like, I feel like I need a context in a sense, like dress the way I want to dress, not like sexy. Because I feel like people think
it's good.
oh,
Like
you're-
people might think that like you're in UK and all that, you know,
Yeah.
like dressing the Western style, like
Dressing
very
like-
open.
like the V down and
unconventional.
stuff like that, and your
Yeah.
parents not gonna. It's not that. It's more like I like to dress up. Yeah, considering not now, because this is just chill.
You should have just like show the example in this podcast.
This is the everyday jeans and a white tank. But I think it's like I like to dress up a lot. There's more occasions to dress up here, and obviously over here as well, it's less conservative. So you can wear something.
A lot more choices and people won't judge you and all that. Yeah, and I believe the weather as well, different kind of weather, different kind of
Yeah.
outfit, time of the year.
Yeah, like you could wear a leather jacket here and it looks so chill. You wear a leather jacket in Malaysia, it's okay.
But it's sweating and all that.
It's either if you're sweating and you look sweaty, you don't look good. It is true. But if it's like a thin one, yeah, sure. Or you're in like shopping mall, it's okay. But the moment you hit outdoors, that's crazy. Over here, in that sense, it's nice because you have like different seasons to wear different things. But I do like it in Malaysia, which at least you could dress like. There's stuff you could dress because over here at this point, guys, it's literally 9 months of winter. Like
Okay, it's summer today and tomorrow.
it's summer
Maybe.
today and tomorrow, everybody.
And we're getting back to
That's
to
literally
winter.
just it. But yeah, I think mostly it would be that kind of freedom coming here. That's when I feel like I can actually. I
Do
feel like
what I want.
after I came here, I came here at 22. I'm like 25, and it's like I actually felt like I have been my own adult person in these 3 years. Although I was technically a young adult since 20,
Okay.
but 2020.
You have the chance to actually make your own choices, like
Yeah.
you're in control of yourself and all that.
Yeah, so it's like whatever choice you make as well, you take responsibility for. So like obviously you make a bad choice and wake up shit faced the next day. You're not happy, but you do in the end know that that was your choice.
What's the biggest responsibility that you have to accept because of your own actions?
That choice. I think it's just getting way too drunk once. When I was in uni. When I was in uni at this one party.
Oh, is it your first one? Usually it's people's first one and then they get too excited. No, it's not your first one.
I just didn't eat that much before. I overestimated myself at that point. No, it was actually the last party of the year at NTU.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
last
see.
party of the year, and then I went to a friend's house, and then I got a bit too that night. I literally, no, I swear, it was fine. I ate like some pizza, I drank a bit, not a bit. I got to the party, and then I didn't remember much.
Okay.
It was not the best. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So basically you went to the party, you ate, you drank, and then like what you remember is like the next day.
I remember here and there,
Oh,
like a dream.
I see.
So that was so traumatizing
Why?
as a woman.
Oh, okay.
Like when you think about it,
But
it
of
was my
course,
first time.
Nothing happened, right? Like
nothing happened.
Okay.
Happened. It was my first time that something like that happened to me. I mean, first time for everything, you know.
Yeah.
I was glad actually that one of my friends, she was there to take care of me, and she was like, she's a lot older than me as well. Just don't get me wrong, she was drunk, but probably not as drunk as me. So I think obviously the next day I felt like shit, and then I was like, sometimes you just have no one else to blame but yourself.
I felt that as well. Like after my I think my first proper hangover, then I was like the best thing I had the next day was a a bowl of hot cup noodles. That's like the best thing I have. That cured my hangover, to be honest. And then I was like, I'm not gonna get hangover again. Yeah.
I think what happened, I think I cried at my friend's house afterwards. No, the day after, I woke up and then I had to see my friends.
Okay.
I was going to my friend's house anyways. I think I cried at one of my friend's house because I thought that was so embarrassing.
Oh.
I know it happens to people and people are like, oh, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
But your first time, like
it happens, but it's like my first time.
and then you felt like your friends had to clean up for you, you know. Like,
I just didn't like that, who that was. So I was like, never again. Never again.
Mine too. I remember I vomited on the stairs itself. Like it's so weird the time of hangover. Like you drank too much. You remember like what you said, parts of it as a dream, and then the next thing you wake up in the morning, so you're not sure what actually happened.
Yeah.
But then when you ask people telling you the story, and you're like, so that is not a dream. That actually happened.
It was like I asked them to fill in the blanks. I'm like, I know this happened. I know this happened.
What
And then they're
happened
like,
before
and I'm like, no, but it was a really funny story because I was
Okay.
in the toilet stall,
Okay.
in one of the toilet stall because obviously I felt sick.
Hmm.
And then my friend who was drunk, who was taking care of me, she went to get some water.
Hmm.
And there were these two, oh bless them, there were these two like other students that they were helping me in the toilet stall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they did see that I didn't feel so good, so they were like helping me.
So that time, like, are you gonna vomit and all that?
Yeah, like stuff like that. So they were like rubbing my back. They were so nice, these two girls. So they were actually helping me. And then my friend, who left me in that toilet stall, no, she just went to get water, but she
Okay.
was also drunk. And she came back and she kept banging on the wrong stall because she thought that was me. And
Okay.
actually, I was the one
Next time.
right next because
Okay.
she saw like two girls trying to help another girl. She was
Oh,
like, what's going on? And she just didn't expect that was me. And then at some point she was like, oh my god.
that's you.
Yeah, and she was like, move. I was like, well, it didn't help because she was also like busted at that
I see.
point. But it was a night to, it's a funny story
It's a
now.
night to remember, definitely.
It's 2 years ago?
Mm. Have you had like crazier nights after that?
Not really, not anymore.
That's
Probably-
a lesson and then nothing more.
I've had crazy nights still, just like
Mm.
one or two.
But not
But
crazy.
it'll never be like that.
I
It
see.
will never be like that. Like, ever. Not to
Mm.
that extent. And I just never want it to be until that extent ever again. Just so traumatized by it. But yeah.
Interesting. Like so after you like after all this time in university, then you graduated, you got a job in a fashion startup, right?
Yeah, it was like a small fashion startup thingy.
Is it still like alive today?
I don't know.
You ever check back?
I don't know much about it, honestly. I don't know. But it was it was a startup, and to be fair, I've had like a fair share of working with startups as well because like the company that I was in Malaysia.
That was like a startup.
It was
as well.
low key a startup. It was a startup by a bigger brand.
Oh, I see.
So
I see.
technically, it's not a
Like you
startup.
can independently do whatever you want inside that company. Like they're more. How do I
Yeah,
say it?
it was a big company that had small brands, and it was all in the same office.
Oh.
So it didn't exactly feel so much like a
startup,
startup
yeah.
because I was obviously in this big company and I had like a finance department,
Ooh.
a tech department, and it was a whole row of like 10 people and stuff.
Mhm.
So it just didn't even feel like a small company. But I mean, yeah, I've had my fair share of like startup companies.
How did it feel like? I from like, well, I know that it wasn't a great experience when you're working in the startup over here. Yeah, like how does it compare to your first one?
Well, my first one was obviously very structured
Mm-hmm.
because it was actually a big company. It was actually a medium-sized company that
Okay.
had been running for about, I don't know, 8 years at that
Oh.
point. Yeah, it's actually a main
That's
company,
actually
and then
quite
they
big.
created small businesses from there, like shoe company or like hijab companies and stuff like that, like specified companies.
And then you're working on one of the
Yeah, so
particular
I was working in
products
like
and
a new shoe company that they had, and afterwards I was working in a new clothing line that they had. So they're all low key startups, but this one was actually like a startup. So everything they were kind of like still figuring everything out at that
I
point.
see.
And I worked there as part timer at first.
Mhm.
and then I think after I graduated, I just kind of like chill. So I just decided to work there.
Oh, so you actually did you work when you're
A student.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I worked there when I was a student part-time. And it wasn't like, it was because they did like secondhand clothing, so I just had to tag the item and stuff like that.
I see.
And I could only work like 20 hours a week when I was a student, so it really wasn't much days. It was like 2.5 days, 20-hour shifts. So afterwards, I think I worked full-time at some point after I graduated. And then I focused more on logistics at that point, which is not something I'm particularly interested in, realistically. So I ended up leaving there at some point.
Oh, you left.
Yeah, and then I went back actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I left because I just wanted to focus on like, because I literally like graduated then, and that's when I was like, because obviously I submitted my dissertation in August or September, and then I worked full time straight into December, which was my graduation. And then I think from there I just wanted to find new opportunities, but new opportunities are so hard to find. So
I'm facing that as well.
where are the new opportunities?
Yeah.
But like I think about like where are the new opportunities, and I think about the 100,000 other people saying the same. Where are the new opportunities?
Okay.
So I'm like, dang. But yeah, and then I didn't work for 3 months.
Okay.
I think from January, February, March, I didn't work for 3 months, which was like honestly, not to like freak you out. No, fingers crossed. But like,
is it?
no, in a sense it was like, it wasn't stressful. It was like not a good time.
Oh.
Because, you know, as humans, we need to be doing something.
Okay, I get what you mean.
And second of all,
you need to have like a purpose, something to do. Like
Yeah.
otherwise, like staying in your flat watching YouTube and all that, it just feels.
obviously I was
terrible.
applying jobs all the time. I went back to the NTU library, got a pass just to go and sit there
Okay.
to feel,
Like I am with people.
yeah,
Like it's the right
it's more
place to
productive.
do things.
Because
Yes.
I'm like, I need a body double to be productive more. I can do it alone, but it depends what it is. If I'm doing something creative like Adobe, I can do it alone. Or if I'm doing something like where I have to keep typing up like CVs and stuff like that, I'd just rather have body doubles.
I see.
And then yeah, but obviously it got so tiring at that point to just every day just do that, apply jobs. And then I tried to enjoy life a little bit because obviously
Okay.
my mom was like,
I think it's necessary to balance that out, even though
Yeah.
it's like not a good time. Actually, especially because those are the worst times.
yeah, because she was saying like, first of all, you're also like a student. I mean, you're still young and you have time to figure it out, so you might as well just enjoy like whatever you can do at that point. Yeah, so that's when I started going, because obviously like Jiao,
Oh yeah.
honorable mention.
yeah.
Honorable
Should tag
mention.
him like here.
I've known him for 12 years. Honorable mention. He lived in this very house.
Yes.
He lived in, and he was my best friend. And obviously at that time, I was just kind of going through it, and I told him I didn't do anything but apply jobs. And second of all, I lived in this other flat,
And you're alone.
and the heating was not good, and the rent was expensive. So I literally could not afford heating. So it was so hard to want to like do something when you literally feel so cold. You just feel so demotivated. And probably at some point I was home alone all the time because my housemate, she was mostly living in London at that point.
Oh, okay.
So it was
I
mostly
see.
just me alone. And at some point you just start hearing voices and you're like, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore.
I see.
So I told Jiahao like, because then he started, because obviously we've got like mutual friends and all.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, because I play volleyball casually. And that's when he introduced me to some people that played volleyball. And then from there,
Wow.
that's how I met more. That's how I started meeting more people. And I think it was a really active group of people. And then like, they started speaking about bouldering because I went bouldering before, like when I just finished uni.
Yeah.
I would go bouldering a lot. And then I ended up So we all ended up going bouldering, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
And they were
yeah.
asking everyone, whoever they knew, do you want to come bouldering? That's how I met.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we
was
met.
was that your first time like meeting Steph and all that? Is it, or you met Steph and all that before that?
I don't know, but I met Steph bouldering as well.
Oh, I feel
I
like
met everyone.
that might be the first time we all met at
I
that
either met-
coincidentally.
I met this whole group of people at volleyball, and then I met this whole group of people
People at
at bouldering,
You
which we all hang out now.
You know, like the funny thing is that period of time is like my kind of like the lowest point in my life as well. That's why I was like, you know, Wei Chen asked me out bouldering, let's go and all that. Yeah, because.
I was thinking like I saw this thing on TikTok the other day.
Hmm?
TikTok Wikipedia. Like I saw this thing on TikTok the other day where they were like, when things are falling apart,
Hmm?
when things in life are falling apart, but new characters are getting introduced,
Okay.
it means it's a new season starting soon. So it might be a good sign in the sense that something else, like a whole new wave, is coming.
Hmm.
So, but in that moment, it might seem so shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's such a good way to see it.
Hmm.
So like how you're saying, I think that's how, I don't know if you met a lot of people during that time, but I did.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, like, that was my first time meeting all of them. Like, Steph, Sizhe, you, Yanni. I know Yanni. I never had a conversation. Even even Jia Hao as well. I never really had an in-depth conversation. That was the time where like, just met everyone. Yeah, it's like really nice to meet all these people, and then started going to park runs and all that. That's where like my life kind of came back, because like before that I was like stuck in the room as well, and then that time I kind of had nothing. Like it was similar to you, but then it was slightly better. I was getting paid, but then like my manager left, and then I have nothing to do, and then like the lead of my team just tells me, you know, why not just take this time to chill? And then that for me just sounds to me like I'm getting fired soon.
Yeah. Because why would you keep paying someone to chill?
Exactly. That doesn't feel
That's not-
settling.
They're not, it just makes me feel like they're just deciding what to do with me, and if they can't find it, I gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
And you gotta go before they kick you first. So it's like, it's a stressful situation to be in, honestly. I think I've been in that kind of situation.
Yeah. So
As well.
when did you get back to the company, and why? Can't find a job.
Do you know what? I couldn't find a job, and it was actually so bad because I think I tried applying to like, I just wanted to pay the rent at that point,
Okay.
and I applied to like Starbucks and stuff,
Oh.
and they wouldn't even take.
Why?
No, you
Interesting.
know what? I think they hire younger people because the pay is lower.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. I
You know,
get
because like with the different
With the
age,
age.
there's different requirement. Like the old, I think I was
I think
really
like
in
23,
the oldest one.
23 and above
That's
is
the
like
highest.
the higher.
So obviously a lot of
everyone.
students are looking for a job, and they're like 20.
I see.
So and their maximum cap would be at a certain, you know, so they wouldn't have to pay them. So I think that's what. And I didn't have any hospitality experience.
Yours is marketing.
Yeah, and then at that point, there was a trip going to Portugal
Oh.
in March, and
that
I was
one.
like jobless, trying to live off my savings. And then someone was like, "Do you want to go to Portugal?" And I was like, "Okay." I don't know. At that time, I literally decided in that one night.
It's actually a
Here,
very
on
good
this
idea.
exact couch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jao is there as well, I believe.
Yeah, I was like, should I go? I was asking everyone. I was asking Steph. I was asking
Oh.
like, should I go? And they were like, you should. They were like, can you afford to pay rent when you come back? And I was like, yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah, then?
It wasn't that expensive, and it was like it was all inclusive for a lot of stuff for 7 days.
Okay.
And then so that's why I ended up just going, just having like a good time, and then it was like there was that thing where you just have to. My mom was like, sometimes you just need to enjoy, and then things come together.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just decided to go and enjoy. And then that's when my ex-boss, she calls me up,
Oh.
and she's like, they're not restarting, but they're like trying to rebuild the thing from before, blah blah blah. And she asked me to go back,
I see.
and I was like, why not? It pays the rent.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why.
So I went back,
Away.
not full time, so I did like 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 3 days off to at least like focus on what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, find jobs and stuff like that. So, in retrospect, to be fair, I really could have put in a lot more effort into that.
Into which part? Like the job
like,
searching or like...
The job searching, actually.
Oh.
But then it was very much in like...
But I think it's like a recovering period, like you just went through one of the worst phase and then like...
It was actually a really bad phase, that unemployment stage. And it wasn't because I was broke.
Just like...
That was one of the reasons, but it wasn't like on the top. It was like more on the bottom, but it is a reason to think about. You know, money's always at the back of your mind. Like someday it will run out.
Would you say it's like more the hopeless situation? Like I'm like working so hard and then like nothing is like showing.
Yeah, so it's like it was the waking up every day. I didn't even have to set an alarm.
Okay.
There was no point of me just getting up so early, and second of all, it was cold.
Oh yeah, I think winter is terrible all the time.
It was also really cold at that point, and then there wasn't like much motivation to like want to do a lot of things.
I see.
At that point, so it was like it was just not a good period. I would say. Yeah. I can't really explain I don't know why. It's just it was a feeling. Like when you're not doing much, you didn't even have to set an alarm, there was no purpose. Every day all you could do was wake up and try your best and then realize maybe your best just isn't enough.
And then like it repeats the next day, like the feeling from the previous day just keep on stacking up and then you just feel more, like worse day after day and all that.
And then at the same time, you kind of want to not be too hard on yourself.
But then like when you like decide to watch a movie and all that, you feel guilty about it. I was like, I feel I'm wasting time. I could have done more stuff.
It got to a point where I just relaxed. I started relaxing at nights. So I tried to like do so much in the day, and then at night I tried to just watch a movie.
That's good.
Like at least have like
work-life separation.
At least like a balance. But like it was just the no schedule. The no scheduleness of it all.
I see. That
just wasn't nice. And to be fair, when I was working back then in like Malaysia and stuff like that, I actually really liked working.
It gives sense purpose? Is it the purpose?
I would work till like late, and that's not a flex. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I work till late. It wasn't like that. It was like I like to work. It was fun for me, genuinely.
That's amazing.
Because I really like, at that point, I really like listening to podcasts, and I really like listening to music. And sometimes when I do like admin work that just wasn't that important in the day, I would just sit down, have the TV on, talk to my mom, and be like...
Same. I would love to I always love the admin work period where I can just watch YouTube while doing it.
Like, honestly, it's not that... Or like, you know, clean up your sheets. Or like, because I did content creation at that time, so I shot all this content in the day, obviously natural light, and then at night I would just sit down and edit them, and just be chill. And like I'm not trying to be like, oh, I work overtime, I edited this at night, like no, it was just fun for me because I got to try different edits at that time and then show them the next day about I've done this. So I'm someone who just kind of likes to work towards something. So not having something really to work towards makes me feel so...
There's no goal. Okay, maybe there is a goal, finding a job, but that is like not like controlled by you.
It's so, it's so open-ended in a way.
It's not like I can like do this, then I'll get it done. It's like I do this, and then I need like 10 person to interview me and decide that I'll get a job.
Yeah, and it's like... The job process is so... It takes out a lot of you, like, to do, especially, you know,
you need to pour in your heart just to write a CV and do the cover letter.
Yeah.
Just to get a rejection letter, sorry.
Just to get an automated rejection letter is crazy. Sometimes not even a rejection letter, which honestly,
that is the worst feeling.
Companies do better. Like, and like, I think it's like the ones where you're like, you think you did your best.
And then they don't send you, and you just wait, and then it started feeling sad because you feel like, oh, I don't think they're gonna reply me.
You know, I had this company and like I saw on their careers website and it goes, they say like, oh, don't worry, we won't ghost you, as in like you'll always get your answer.
That sounds.
And I was like, oh look, company that's woke. And then obviously when I got the interview and then I went to one interview and I think the second one was an assessment where I had to go and like, it was in Manchester, so I had to travel there and do a presentation.
Wow.
So the whole process of them contacting me, doing the first round, telling me I've got through second, telling me to meet up in the Manchester office, blah blah blah. All of that was so quick. They were so quick to reply with that. But then after I went to the Manchester one, where were they? For 2 months.
Oh, I see. Okay. They never contacted you.
I've texted them twice, obviously, because you know to like follow up.
Yeah. Obviously, like you've
answer.
already led me so long into the interview process.
Yeah.
At least let me know, yes or even a no. Yeah.
Obviously, it's been like 2 months. Obviously, I know it's a no because the person would have already started because it's not like a senior role where they require someone to like have that much of a notice period. So it's like I know it's a no. So I've moved on. It's been 2 months.
Like at least.
Like my heart shattered.
Like you had so high hopes, like when you said like, oh, we're not gonna ghost you. You let us through like two interviews. And like,
yeah, I was like my heart shattered. Like I really did wanted that. I didn't get it.
Breakup.
It's okay. And then they call me.
Oh, wait, what?
After 2 months.
Saying no.
Saying, oh, you didn't get the job, and I'm like,
hell. I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like that's just like after they saw all the messages, like, oh shit, did we miss out on this person?
I'm like, just ghost me. Now I'm hurt.
Yeah.
All over again, and the feedback was that I didn't know them.
Oh, they even gave you the feedback after 2 months.
Yeah, one thing was I didn't know the brand enough, which was okay, fine.
But not 2 months later.
And it was for a role that was like buyer's admin assistant.
Okay.
And they said the feedback was crazy. The feedback was like, it was great that you knew so much about a buyer's role because it's buyer's admin assistant. So it's the admin's assistant, but the admin for the buying team. Okay. So it's like a whole like. So she was like, it's great that you know so much about the buyer's role, blah blah blah. You just didn't know that much about being an assistant. And I was like.
Sounds like quite a bad reason.
I was like, just ghost me. I thought
it could be a fairly new company. Is it no? Interesting.
And you won't probably know this company. But anyways,
Oh, wow.
we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Would you say like right until now, career is still the biggest struggle?
Yeah.
I see.
Because I'm someone who thrives off achieving stuff. As in like targets,
having
projects.
KPIs.
I like that kind of. I hate stress, but I love stress.
When there's like achievable goals set out nicely where I can work towards kind of stress, is it?
I hate life stress. I hate stress that's like, I can't pay the bills. That's not a great stress to have, honestly. But the stress that's like, you stress out about not achieving something. Like I have this project that my managers were so hyped about and they passed it to me knowing that I could do it. And that there's a stress there to do as best as you can.
And then, but the difference of that is that you feel like someone trusted you. You're like given that responsibility.
So it's like the stress to get an A+, not an A, which is great. I love that stress. Don't get me wrong. Like, oh, it sounds so annoying. It sounds like those people in high school where they're like, oh my god, I failed the exam. I'm gonna fail, and it's the smartest guy in class. It's like, sorry, you're not gonna get an A+. Like you're not gonna fail. But then like on the other end, I kind of get it because that was me in uni when I was like, oh my gosh, I know I'm gonna fail that paper. I know I'm gonna fail.
And then you got that like
that project, and my friend was like, you are not going to fail. And I was like, yeah. Am I gonna get a distinction? That's the question.
That's the Asian question, right?
That's the lifelong. See that was the Asian question, but then me in high school was a whole different me.
Really?
I got like last in class. No, yeah, it was so bad. I got like.
What made you change all the way? Which turning moment?
Oh, I was actually studying something I actually cared about.
Ah.
I did not care
That made
about
the difference, right? That's
much
what
in high school. Like
I get what you mean.
moral. Be
What
for
else?
real.
There's even like what else?
Be so for real with that.
Physical education. It just doesn't make sense.
I just did not care. And then bam, I got to college and I got 3.7, and then bam, I got to masters, I got distinction. So that's my biggest achievement so far.
Oh my god, you're better than me.
Like I just did not care about high school.
I see. Yeah.
Which honestly, I had such a great mom.
Hmm.
Shout out to my mom again. She always used to just tell me, she always used to just say, just pass high school because you have to pass high school.
Oh my god.
If not,
I
you
like
can't
that so
leave
much.
high school, obviously. So just do what you have to do.
Like just go through the process.
Just go through the process. And we agreed, like school teaches you discipline.
Hmm.
And having principles and discipline makes or breaks a person. You could be so smart, but not having proper principles or not having proper discipline could literally ruin you and not take you, you know, as far as you could have gone. So like for my mom, she was like, I always knew you could do well in a field you actually liked. So she never really questioned.
I like the confidence she has on her own daughter. That's
She was
really
like, always knew you
amazing.
could do it. She was like, I just know you didn't care much about high school. She was like, but I just really needed you to pass. And I was like, which I did. So she was, yeah, it wasn't like they had so much, like they didn't have like, and contrary to Asian parents, right?
Okay.
They didn't have like sky high expectations for me. They just wanted me to, you know, have discipline, be like a good person.
Don't get into gangs and all that. Don't get with the wrong people, all that
Yeah,
kind of
don't
stuff.
get with the wrong people. Don't be easily influenced. Where they teach you like my parents really gave me like personality, like solid personality traits. And then the studying bit was when I went to like college. When I went to college, I remember my parents being like, "This is something you like, by the way, and we're putting money into you to study what you like." Cause come on, I told my parents I want to study fashion. I don't know if that's every parent's like.
Yeah, some parents would be like hard, like totally against it. Like
I don't know if that's every parent's like dream to hear their kids say, "I want to do art," or
Probably a
like
nightmare.
"I want to do like fashion." No, but they were very supportive, and I did like obviously fashion marketing, so it is still business. My dad does marketing, so it's like it is still more like business.
Like worst case, you know, you can just stuck in a corporate job, you still earn money and all that kind of stuff.
Do you know what? That's not even worst case.
That's like average.
I like corporate jobs.
Okay.
And
That's
then so yeah, so obviously when I went to uni, I just wanted to do the best I can, and that's when I actually started seeing my own potential. And I think that's where I started having like expectations for myself. So I think I did fairly good when I was in work as well. Obviously there were a lot of people better than me, like my seniors and stuff. But at that age, I think I'd give myself credit, to be fair. And I think that's why when I went on to a master's as well, I think the first thing I told myself when I told my parents that I got to do the master's was that I think my dad was just joking about like you gonna get distinction, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, it was that or nothing. And then you actually do get that. I actually did get that. It's like you put your target here, you try your best to get here. If not, you could get one bar lower, which is okay. But like
you got there.
yeah, I got there. So I was like, okay.
Amazing.
Things are not entirely impossible. So yeah, I think I remember at that time I actually finished my paper 2 weeks earlier.
Oh, the like dissertation and all that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I did it to the last minute.
I had to design mine as well, you know, like in the
Wow.
not magazine format, but it was a research paper, so you could design it in a more creative way, use
I see.
visuals. So I took 2 weeks to
Mm.
relax and use Adobe.
Okay.
So, but I was finished reading and cutting down all the words 2 weeks earlier. So, I think I had the biggest imposter syndrome then.
Oh.
Because I was like, what am I doing wrong? I finished it so early and everyone's still
I
doing
see.
it.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Okay.
it's not good enough because I didn't put enough effort in it. Like, I just know I didn't put enough effort in it because
Like, why? How could it just be me that's like so chill right now, completing the whole thing, right?
it might sound like I might sound like so annoying right now to be like, oh my gosh, I finished it 2 weeks earlier, not that good. Like, guys, no, generally, if you know what it feels like to really want to achieve something, I'm pretty sure you will understand this right now. And I really, like, I would walk the lengths to really get that grade. And I know grades are not everything, but
That time is something that's really important to you. Like,
To
you
me.
really love this subject as well, and then obviously your parents.
I put my heart and soul literally into that topic. I wrote about NFTs. But I put my heart and soul into that topic. So I really wanted to do it good. And I was really close to my supervisor at the time. So she really liked what I was doing. So I really wanted to be that student that got a good point. And I was under her supervision. Because I really liked her as well. So it was like, I just wanted to do good for everyone and myself. Mostly myself. Obviously, it's like a self-validation thing. Because obviously I got last in class at some point, right?
So like now that you're now, like telling yourself that, you
I'm
know,
not
I am.
stupid.
Yeah. I'm actually good. It's just that what am I doing? Like this thing that I'm passionate about. Obviously, I can do great in this. I'm not stupid when I'm doing something that I love.
Yeah. Yeah, it was mostly...
The passion part.
Yeah, it was mostly just proving that I could do it. Because obviously I came from a point of like, I felt so dumb
I see.
for not being able to score well in moral.
But I really loved your parents. I believe they gave you a lot of confidence to go through like, I believe the high school journey, especially in like Asian education and all that, like teachers and all that. People just think, oh, you just pass and all that. Like, passing just feels so different in Asia and like Western countries. Over here, it's like, pass, that's great. Asia would be like, that's worse than fail already. Like pass. You have to.
You might as well fail.
Yeah. I really love how your parents brought you up, and like the amount of confidence they give you, the amount they believed in you and all that.
I think because also I'm like an only child. It doesn't mean anything like I'm. Everyone's gonna be she's spoiled. Oh,
Nah.
see, that is stereotyping.
Yeah.
You should not do that.
I agree.
But I think for my parents, like my mom's requirements for me in my life is literally just to be financially independent and never rely on a man in case you want to leave him. That's not
Solid.
that's not directly what she said, but basically that was the meaning.
Yeah.
So other than that, my dad just wants me to be happy.
Oh my god.
That's literally
That's
it.
amazing.
That's literally it, you know, like I'm not even there's nothing else to say but that.
That's beautiful. But yeah, like interesting learning so much about your journey. One final question. Just are you happy with your life now?
Oh.
Have you achieved your dad's wishes?
No. Maybe in 30 years. When I'm in a yacht. But anyways.
I like how specific you are.
I love boats. Boats. No. To be frank, no. Because the job market is Yeah, because I'm someone that I thrive on
Career.
I want to be a career gal. That's what I want to be, and I was before. I was, but I was new, so it was not. That was not the time.
For you to shine bright.
I felt because I just wanted to be a kid. Then I just wanted to be a kid. Then not achieve a couple million in a month. That was my target. At 20.
Wow, that's
I was
crazy.
not fucking me. Oops, I'm not joking. But yeah, at that point, that was not what I wanted. But now, I would want that, which is a bit. That's why now I'm just.
We grow and change.
That's why now I'm just traveling, and seeing what I can do here and there. Cause like. I'm trying to do what my dad wants in that sense, and like trying to like explore and figure out. And every day, it's hard. But you learn to give yourself grace every day when you wake up, and try your best every day. Some days you can't do it, but other days you can, and that's also completely normal.
Yes.
But I don't know, to me I struggle with that because I'm like, you're so useless. But it's just
that just shows that basically you have a set of standards for yourself, which is really good. Just that sometimes during bad times it can be a bit counterproductive.
It can be a bit counterproductive, but I think what we don't do enough as a lot of people is give yourself enough credit for just going through things. Like you're just a person. I'm not gonna say you're just human. That's you're just a person. Like there's only so much emotions that you can feel sometimes before you feel overwhelmed. And that's so normal. But I think, no, I'm not happy with my current position.
Okay.
But I am trying my best, and giving myself grace.
That's good.
For every day when I open my eyes.
That's amazing. I love your mindset. But I'm not sure if you agree with this. Like every time when I go through hard times and all this, I'll remind myself where I am at. Like we are in the UK. We are overseas, we're living alone, navigating life our own. Basically, we're playing life at hard mode.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, of course, like, everyone had their ideal life. Like, who doesn't want to live and settle in the UK, and all that, earning pounds every day. But if it doesn't, like, we're playing life in hard mode. If it worked out, it's great. If it doesn't, we are on a great vacation that many people never get to enjoy.
It kind of feels like, because obviously with the new change of law, with the whole labor law where you need to hit above a certain salary to be able to stay here and all of that, and if you don't make it, you go home. It just kind of makes it feel like this is our version of the American dream. As in, like, Americans go to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they work at bars or whatever just to
go to different auditions, and then
which is like
get rejected.
our versions of interviews. And to the point where they can't pay rent anymore, they move back home. It's like, it's either you make it or you don't.
Yeah.
With this one, which is challenging.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes it does go down to a little bit of luck here and there. Yeah. And not to change your luck, but sometimes you just have to feel lucky.
And then, like, the change of mindset does help as well. Yeah, sometimes when you're positive about it, feel lucky about it, it might bring more opportunities.
It's like every day you wake up and it's like, Yahoo, are you feeling lucky? And I'm like, I didn't want to get up today, but maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's about it.
Amazing. Okay, good to hear that from you. Yeah. Thanks for being so honest to everyone as well.
Me oversharing.
Yeah. No. No. Like this is what we've been through life, and this is what this podcast is all about. You know, just sharing. There's no oversharing. People choose what they want to listen. If they think it's oversharing, they can just like quit it and then just like
That's true.
go somewhere.
That's on you. If you're not a fan,
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
But still subscribe.
Thank you for that. Yeah. But yes, thank you, Daisrree. Actually, Daisy, right? Shit, it's so funny. Oh my god, yeah. Thank you for coming onto this podcast and being my first guest on this podcast.
No
Being so
problem.
honest, telling everyone about your story, what you've been through. Yes. Oh yes. How would it best for people to contact you?
I think, to be fair, Instagram. Instagram is just the easiest one, because that's where I post my content.
Yes, you're doing reels, travel content and all that as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's some really high quality stuff that you guys should check it out. Yeah, so Daisy's handle is DAISRREE. I'll put it down in the description below. Feel free to follow her, connect with her. That'll be amazing. And then follow her life. Hopefully both of us will get a career soon. and then you have a good life there as well.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. So yes, thank you everyone for listening or watching this episode. If you do like it, please like and follow, and give us a review as well. If possible, please give a 5-star review. That will be absolutely amazing. And then put down your social media handle. I'll go and thank you personally. And yes, that's it for this episode. And see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Remember to subscribe to get notified as new episodes comes out weekly, and please share the link of this podcast to anyone you think would enjoy it. This is Andrew Kwan from the Journey at 00s podcast.